Sons and daughters of the Southwest region came out in their numbers to launch the official fabric of the region known as Eyasu, meaning our own. This was during a huge come-together of indigenes from the region in the town of Boya over the weekend. Plus, Kumba One Mayor Barrister Moses Esembe embarked on the selling of shops and different offices in the Kumba One municipality to clean the town from the Monday traditional ghost town phenomenon and lockdown in the area. This was the situation of today, Monday the 20th of November 2023. Those were our major stories. Good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the primetime newscast High Prime on High Television this Monday the 20th of November 2023. For presentation, I am attending Larry Kevin Tabot. We start with a story from the Southwest region where the Southwest Chiefs Conference has concluded its mid-term general meeting with key resolutions taken by the custodians of customs and tradition of the Southwest people, key amongst which was the construction of the Heritage Center to be erected in the region, as our reporter tells us more. The mid-term general meeting of the Southwest Chiefs Conference is in session with the custodians of culture and traditions in the region all present as discussion on pertinent issues to foster the advancement of the Southwest region takes center stage.
What is particularly innovative in the conference's meeting of this year is that there is a double event. We have, after lunch, we are going down to Congo Square to launch what we think will unite the people of the Southwest together. It is the Eyasu.
With key projects earmarked like the Southwest Cultural Heritage Center and others where the chiefs unanimously agreed on key developmental initiatives such as these.
We have also decided to take special measures to continue with the Southwest Cultural Heritage Center, which we started a couple of years ago, and we have set up machinery with the agreement of all the chiefs this time, because the first time we tried to raise money was the executive, but this time it's all the chiefs who have agreed, and I think we have raised on the floor close to 5 million.
Being the fathers of the region, the traditional rulers appreciate the code of conduct that was adopted.
The house like a village setting. The father, when everything is ordered in the house, that the father is properly kept the record of things in order. You know, everything is going well. So we have to come with this code of conduct so that we respect ourselves. So from this code of conduct is to bring order to the House of Chiefs and generally for Southwest and Cameroon as well.
Part of the activities of the Southwest Chiefs Conference was the adoption of the Eyasu fabric as the official identification attire for the Southwest people.
We are calling all people of the Southwest to accept Eyasu, and Eyasu means our own. In most of our local languages in the Southwest, it means our own. So we have come up with something which everybody can call his own or her own. We expect that thing, every one of us, to accept it, and we expect that fabric, when we wear it, to identify us. We expect that fabric to bring unity. We expect that the unity that fabric will bring, we expect it to strengthen us.
As the curtains dropped for this mid-term general meeting of the Southwest Chiefs Conference, the custodians of culture and traditions of the Southwest people are up as one-man army to portray and get rid of any polemics that seems to bring division and disaccord in the entire region of natural abundance. We remain in the Southwest region, this time around with Rita Mafani Mujoko, where sons and daughters of the region came out massively for the official launching of the region's identity fabric known as Eyasu, which is being translated as our own from the region's dialects. The occasion saw the display of different dresses, artifacts, and items made from the Eyasu fabric, as Rita Mafani Mujoko completes the story for us.
It was an idea and now reality as many persons across the nation gathered at the Independence Square to witness the official launching of the Southwest Region fabric Eyasu.
The simple example is that when there's a serious ceremony, you see Southwest will offer loin, and there was a need to offer loin with Southwest symbols. So every time that they had to offer loin, they were going to the market and just take anything. But the need came to start thinking seriously about what is the loin that we have to offer to people.
The ceremony was quite a colorful one as the sons and daughters of the region came to give glamour to the historic event.
It's the beginning of a work to create a higher institution of designing. So ERASU is a big vision. We want to train our children to be engineers in fabric design.
From the different artifacts and crafts produced from the said fabric, one of the institutions that has accompanied this vision, the Southwest Regional Craft Center in Limbe, says she won't relent her efforts in taking this vision ahead. The event saw fashion shows displaying the beautifully designed costumes and wares from the Eyasu fabric translated from the diets of the region as our own. The Southwest Chiefs Conference is firmly standing by the vision.
Specifically asked that we in the Southwest, we represent the people of the Southwest. So we have come up with something which everybody can call his own or her own. We expect that thing, every one of us to accept it. And we expect that fabric, when we wear it, to identify us. We expect that fabric to bring unity. We expect that the unity that fabric will bring, we expect it to strengthen us. And when it strengthens us, usually strong people are happy, and happy people live in peace.
As the colorful ceremony closes, the children of the Southwest region can now brag of a colorful identity anywhere they find themselves.
On to economy now. A recent data report by the Central African Bank for Central African States, known by her French acronym of BEAC, reveals that Cameroon dominates the banking system in the CEMAC sub-region as the report of 2020. The report went further to say by 2030, Cameroon's hopes to dominate more in the banking system of the CEMAC sub-region. As our economic reporter, Cynthia Latte has more.
According to data reported by the Central Bank BEAC, Cameroon alone houses slightly over 2.8 million accounts opened in bank records of December 31, 2022. This represents 60% of the 4.7 million bank accounts recorded in the 6 CEMAC countries during the year reviewed. Cameroon thus dominates the banking sector of the CEMAC region in 2022. BEAC's report highlighted that the number of bank accounts recorded in the country doubled those in Gabon, Congo, and Chad combined. Over 1.4 million bank accounts were displayed in these 3 countries in 2022. Congo had 588,701, Gabon saw 507,153, and Chad saw 314,850 bank accounts. By 2030, Cameroon's influence on the CEMAC banking sector is expected to be more significant. According to the National Development 2020-2030, Cameroon aspires to expand its banking network to reach 30 entities by 2030. The document says all will be made possible through its outlined development objective of the banking sector and population banking. Through this, Cameroon could hope, economists say, to match the banking networks of other countries with the same level of development like Ivory Coast or Senegal in West Africa. Data from the Central Bank of West Africa indicate that Ivory Coast, for instance, had 4.59 million bank accounts in 2020, with 28 licensed banks, which is 1.8 million more accounts than Cameroon in 2022, with 19 active banks.
The mayor for Kumba 1 Council, Barrister Moses Esembe, has embarked on the selling of shops across the municipality. Prior to this, the different local authorities held a meeting with the different economic operators in the green city of Kumba, assuring them of their safety during this calls for lockdowns by separatists and Monday Ghost Town. The council officials believe by the selling of shops, it will go a long way to beat and defeat the purpose of of the traditional Monday ghost town and lockdown in that part of Kumba. Now let's take a listen to the mayor of Kumba 1 Council, Barrister Moses Esembe, who talked to our Kumba-based reporter, Rolandine Ngwari.
Yes, this sealing exercise that started last week, Monday, has been very successful. In fact, over the past years, we have heard from the business people each time we came out to enforce this campaign. Their complaints have always hinged on the fact that when they open their stores, they will not have people who will come and buy. But surprisingly, last week we were here, there were some traders who gave very good testimonies about some of the profits they were able to make last week. And this week, today Monday, the whole thing has increased. You bear with me that the circulation has improved. The business people are not only on their spots or shops doing hide and seek like we have always anticipated. But this time around, they are there doing real business. People come with their cars, park their cars, buy items, put in the cars, and take to their homes. And so we believe that if the population comes out effectively, everybody will be able to access whatever he or she wants within, the municipality and the entire city of Kumba. So we are very, very optimistic that life is going to come back to, the city like we had before the commencement of the crisis.
Okay, the seals.
Yes, the idea of sealing is not about even forcing anybody to stay away from business. Neither is it intended to, make any money out of it. Our problem is that we want the people to change their mentality. The stores that were sealed last week Monday, they stayed sealed until today that we passed around, and each time we got to a store, we found a businessman whose store was sealed last week Monday, and the person is there willing to do business. We unseal the stores. So if you go around and find seals, those seals are certainly seals that have been placed on doors or business places of people who have decided to stay away for today. And I would like to mention that this exercise is different from what we have had in the past, because in the past we used to come, make one round, we seal and go. So the business people too have always adopted this hide and seek kind of game. So but what we do now is that we make at least 4 rounds every day that we come out for the campaign. So like today we are going to do the last round by 4 o'clock, 4:30 to make sure that the places are all there. After that now we can retire for the day.
So to the entire public, what are you telling them?
Yes, to the entire public I wish to say that this thing is not done in the interest of the mayor or the municipal council. It is done in the interest of the entire population. And we all are going to benefit from it in one way or the other. So we should just stay and take the instructions that the municipal authorities are giving. And at the end of the day, all of us will realize that the outcome has been in the best interest of all of us.
There have been a commotion this morning where traders were running helter-skelter, saying that maybe there is some distraction somewhere around. So about the distraction, what can you tell us?
That was actually a scam. That is a calculated attempt by some recalcitrant persons to discredit this whole campaign that we are carrying on with. And I wish to say that we have sat and effectively planned about it, and so we are not going to leave any stone unturned. As long as we know, I'm doing all of what I'm doing on behalf of the population of the municipality that are incarnate. And as long as I'm convinced that it is in the best interest of all of them, I will not stop at anything. And I know that in the history of municipal administration in this city of Kumba, sometimes the people always want to see the outcome of what you do for them to be able to give an appraisal of what you do. So you don't wait to get the praises from the people at the time you are doing same. You just need to do it and then wait to see the outcome of it, to see the reaction of the population. And so, like I said, I'm very, very optimistic.
You are watching High Prime, and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. On to political news now. Cameroonians are still reacting on the legalization of 14 new political parties by Territorial Administration Minister Paul Atsanganji. They say it is a way to furthermore weaken the already fragmented and weak opposition that Cameroon has. Alice Leke has more on this paper.
The communique of Territorial Administration Minister Paul Atanganji giving the lead way to the creation of 40 new political parties in Cameroon, as political observers across the spectrum believed they are all affiliates to the regime in question.
Before the publication of the 40 new legalized political parties by the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji, Cameroon already counted 328 political parties, which means that the total number of political parties in Cameroon now goes up to 368 political parties. Talking about 368 political parties for a country that has 360 subdivisions, it already tells you that it's mere cacophony, which means that if we look at the average, it's already more than one political party for one subdivision in Cameroon. 360 subdivisions for 368 political parties.
In a country where its total population ranges between 30 to 31 million people, that makes the total number of political parties to soar to 368 parties, with just 8 of them registered at the National Assembly. To some, this multiplicity of political parties is a total distraction as the 2025 general elections draw near.
And to imagine that out of the 368 political parties, we have only 8 that are represented in the National Assembly. The likes of the Cameroon People Democratic Movement Party, the CPDM, the likes of the UNDP, the likes of STF, the likes of the PCRN of Cabral Libi, the likes of the UBDC of Patricia Tomainon Damjoya, the likes of MDR and the UMS. So only 8 political parties represented at the National Assembly, whereas we have a total of now 368 political parties. It tells you that the rest are political vultures, because they are there just for self-aggrandizement and little advantages that they can have for themselves. You're going to see political parties that are made up of a few persons who are the presidents of the party, their wives and their family members, and who maybe are just there to serve as distraction and maybe be able to have campaign funds when the time comes, and they claim that they too are participating in some municipal, legislative or presidential election just to be able to have campaign funds, and thereafter they fade into oblivion again.
Having an opposition front line that has not been united, some believe it is a gimmick to further weaken the opposition.
And again, let's not forget that we have an important political rendezvous coming up in 2025. Cameroon will be having general elections in 2025, which implies that we have municipal elections, legislative elections, and ultimately the presidential election. And it's going to be a very decisive year in the political history of Cameroon, because there is strong indication that the current head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya, may not contest this election. It is true that we keep hearing calls from members of his party that their national chairman and natural candidate, they are calling on him. These are gimmicks. Trust me, there is a high probability that His Excellency President Paul Biya may not be candidate for the 2025 presidential election. So if you look at this very well, you realize that the handwriting on the wall is clear. The introduction of or legalization of 40 new political parties, which are of doubtful following, may just be a ploy to further fragment the political landscape of Cameroon, to further weaken the opposition.
With this new era of new parties, political pundits are in anticipation on what will become of them as the 2025 elections draws near.
We hang on to you, Princess Alice Leke Ikome, this time around with health reporting, where a non-profit organization known as Global Diabetes Initiative has concluded her free screening and medication donation to diabetes, high blood pressure, and other tropical diseases patients that are common nowadays. The founder of the said non-profit organization known as Global Diabetes Initiative, Andine Matilda, believes it is a way for her to give back to her community to ensure they have a good health, as Princess Alice Leke has more on that paper.
Coming from the nooks and crannies of the municipality, denizens in Boya are benefiting from a diabetes awareness, education, and free screening. Global Diabetes Initiative, which started in United Kingdom, registered in the United States and Cameroon, carried out this activity aiming to have a society free of diabetes.
Global Diabetes aims and objective is all about taking care for people who have diabetes. We support them with medication. We are here today. We have medication here for those who are already diagnosed with diabetes and they are taking metformin. We will be giving them metformin. But for the newly diagnosed, we will be referring them to the hospital for them to take proper treatment.
Saturday, November 11 was a relief to many as opportunities were given even to those who truly can't afford.
This is a free screening session. There are lots of people in Boya living with diabetes that is still undiagnosed. They don't know. So opportunity like this, we want more people to come. It doesn't cost you anything to know your status. Rather than staying at home and not doing anything, come and have your status checked.
The event took place at Landmark Campus A, having that the university has as one of its schools, the Landmark School of Health.
It's a Landmark School of Health, medical and biomedical sciences. And it is our vision, to partner with the government to provide health for all. And as a result, diabetes is that disease that is eating up our people in Cameroon. And most of the time, individuals are not even aware of what is going on, if they are sick of diabetes or not. So that is a very, very big problem.
All who came saw, went through the processes and were satisfied.
To have a free test is really a good initiative that I can say.
The thank them, may they continue for the camp.
And health is wealth. It's something you acknowledge that they are also bringing. These are two things that you give in life without and you only gain. We can only pray that she keeps up the good work. Such kind deeds and good actions never die.
The 4th edition of Diabetes Awareness, Education and Free Screening carried out in Boya by Global Diabetes Initiative. More projects are still in the pipeline.
After here, we are moving to Yaoundé. We have screening with, in partnership with the Presbyterian Church in Semia, in Yaoundé. And we have the first diabetes symposium in partnership with the Ministry of Public Health, Yaoundé.
It is worthwhile to applaud such initiative, for the best anyone can enjoy is good health.
With that health report, this is where we conclude this package of High Prime for Monday, the 20th of November 2023. Thanks for watching, and do as well to follow me on my Twitter handle, now X, just send a tweet at @Larry Kelvin. From me and the team, it's good night.